for the Ashurst Emerging Artist Prize, we try to list sort of vaguely what we are looking for. And one of them is craftsmanship. It's skill of your medium. We've worded it that way, but it's pretty similar.
Yeah.
We don't expect you to be amazingly, perfectly skilled. Otherwise, you'd be with the gallery. You wouldn't be emerging. So we try to spot if you've got skill of your medium. Conceptually interesting is sort of the term I use in my head, but we mean you have some interesting themes that may be relevant. Maybe you could look at look at your artwork and say, that's 2019, that's 2020, and sort of place it. Or maybe it uses ideas of sort of referencing art, some interesting ideas in art history or something like that. So we look for that, and of course the emerging descriptor is something we focus on quite a lot as well. But Averil, do you have?
I very much agree with what you both said. I mean, it's about the quality of the work, its content, composition, technique. Innovation sometimes catches you, but I don't think it's necessarily like hugely important. Again, let's go back to sort of written statements. I do think that's something that we look for as being quite developed, and very much that there's a thread that through the statement it echoes in the work. I think that's really, really important. And that there's an authenticity that comes out of that too. I think what we're looking for, do you mean that in the context of the prize or in general when we're looking for artists?
In general.
Yeah.
In general.
So I guess also just when you meet them, a kind of a personal confidence in what they're doing and a really strong sort of sense of passion for what their practice. I think it's really important to be able to convey that. Another really important thing for me is a kind of professionalism that can extend across maybe the way you write, but also the way you've researched and prepared yourself. If somebody emails you, can you send me your available works? That you have a PDF that's ready with the work there, the price is there, and it's looking good, and you don't take a week to make it because you've never made one before. So just make sure that you have, texts ready, a PDF ready, price list that's generally kind of incorporated or not. A well tended to website. Obviously, websites I notice more and more tend to be sort of left to the wayside, and Instagram is where all the action's happening. I do think you can't let your website go too much. So do try to keep it as up to date as possible, because it's a very professional element of yourself and an outward looking, facade that you have to keep going.
Yeah,
Would you agree?
I think that's the thing that you're not really ever taught, definitely not at art school, is that once you leave, you don't just make art, you then have to do all of the things.
Yeah.
So you have to promote yourself, you have to be a salesman, you have to do everything that comes with it. So that's a huge part of it, is that weirdly, I was quite against Instagram when it first came around, which is stupid as hell, because it's been where I've sold pretty much 90% of my work, especially since the BP as well. So the internet is the way that people meet you, but that's just where they meet you. I think maybe one person has seen something on Instagram and said, can I have it, without any further conversation whatsoever. What happens is they meet it, they see it on Instagram, then they say, can I come round and see it in the flesh? And that is actually when you meet. So it's all about the meeting. I can't stress how much. It's just like life in general. It's all about the relationships. So these are platforms. They're ways to then get to meeting that person. But it's then all about how you actually get on with that person. And like you said, if you actually just meet anyone in any walk of life who's passionate about something, you have faith in what they do. It comes across from what they're talking about, and you want to partake in that. And that's basically what happens when people want to buy work. They want to partake in your life. It's like them having a bit of the artist's life without actually having to be an artist. So when they meet you, they want to actually understand what it is to you making art. Why are you doing it? What are you getting from it? So that they feel like they are part of that experience as well. So yeah, the website and Instagram are so important, because it's just how you draw people in to start with, but it's not the be all and end all.